Alright, hey YouTube, back here to show you the second 10 C's of my 20 C's of bug out survival. As we took note of in the last video, and I'll place a link up top, the first 10 C's are based off of Dave Canterbury's 10 C's of survival. And then the second 10 C's to make 20 are my own concepts. So I'll put a link up top for the first video, but let's get into this second video without delay. Okay, for C number 11, we're going to go with charging. This is the ability to charge phones, devices, electronics, flashlights, which are going to be vital for keeping in touch with other people or trying to be rescued. Keep my charging capabilities in this Mission Darkness phone sleeve. Just a light Faraday bag to protect from worst case scenario type problems. I'm going to go ahead and take this little bag out and I'll show you what's inside. So this is what's inside the Faraday bag, and we'll open this up, and this gives me the ability to charge a phone several times, flashlights, what have you. So this is in a lock sack Ziploc bag. It keeps it kind of waterproof. This is the Anker. It's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's the Powercore Slim. So as you can see there, it's very small. It has a quick charger USB output as well as a micro USB and a USB-C input. So like I said, 10,000 milliamp hour battery there. This is an Anker Slim wall charger with a fold out capability, and as you'll see, it's USB-C on the bottom. So I have a way to charge devices and then recharge this or devices if I have access to power. And then lastly in here, this is a little cable card. So basically what this is a USB-C to USB-C cord that then gives you the capability to use different adapters. So there's an iPhone adapter there, there's a micro USB adapter, there is a USB-C to USB-A adapter, as well as just a little pick if you're trying to remove SIM cards, as well as storage for SIM cards. And then you can also actually plug this in, and this acts as a magnetic charger for wireless charging phones. The cards kind of come out here, but so all in all, I have the ability to, if I have access to a wall outlet, this provides multiple different adaptions for different devices, and then I can charge this up as well as charge my other devices. So that is it for my charging capability for my bug out bag. First layer for charging. Okay, so for C number 12, calories. This is just a quick way to have access to easy calories without having to heat up water or cook anything. And I place them in this Duluth small parts bag made out of fire hose, pretty durable, as well as have a little Ziploc bag here. So I've included just different ways to get calories. One of my favorites is these Epic bars. It's just basically kind of like a Slim Jim, but a healthier version. This one is made using venison. So I have 3 of those, which provide, let me see, calorie content, 130 calories per bar, so not too shabby to satisfy. I have some of these Pro meal bars, so this is a plant-based option, which provides additional calories, so 380 calories per bar, which is significant. So I have 3 of those. And then I have some electrolytes, so these are LMNT electrolytes, a little bit healthier option than the drip drops out there. I believe they don't have any sugar, but they have a decent amount of electrolytes, as well as improving the taste of water. And then also just quickly some instant coffee, Death Wish coffee. And I also do have a couple raw sugar packets. This is more so for morale, but this does add some calories. So just on the go, if you're trying to get moving, keep moving, you don't have time to stop, make a fire, cook things, these are easy calories to eat. And also, if you're a little bit more expecting a bug out situation where you can hang out for a little bit, you have this too. So if you can boil some water really quickly. I have a couple of these meals. This one has 1,040 calories. So what I would do is have a couple bars for lunch, breakfast, just to kind of keep me from being too hungry, and then this for dinner. So multiple options for calories. For a first layer bug out bag, 12C. This is something that I think is not super necessary, as you can go several days without eating, but it is nice and it does provide some clarity of thought if you have easy access to calories. So that is the 12th C of my 20 C's of Bugout Survival calories. Okay, for the 13C clothing, this is just gonna be real quick and simple. I place it in this hat here. So I wanted an extra pair of good quality wool socks. These are darn tough socks, so that I can cycle out my socks, wash one pair, let it dry while I'm wearing the other pair, and then go back and forth. And then as well as a pair of underwear. Same concept, be able to wash one and then wear the other, and then a hat. So this is gonna be useful for not only just providing some warmth to the head, shade, keeping the hair under control, as well as providing with the bill mounting point for any kind of flashlight with a double clip to provide a capability for a headlamp. So that is it for clothing, just a hat, a pair of underwear, a pair of socks. You could also add a t-shirt in, pair of pants, whatever you have room for. But for first layer for clothing, this is all I chose to go with because it's the bare minimum in my kit. Okay, so now for cold weather, separate from clothing, this is for if it is cold outside. In addition to what you saw in the first 10 C's cover, that's going to be just basic shelter, survival type item. This is now getting into helping you to be a little bit more comfortable. And what I chose for cold weather items is these Hestra Falt guide gloves. They have a wool insert that you can actually take out and use separately, and then use the gloves without the insert. And so there are multiple use here. I went ahead and coated these with a kind of a leather conditioner that makes them a little bit more water repellent. These are very comfortable, very durable, and hard to find now, unfortunately. But this is what I went with for a cold weather item. Additionally, find it over here. I have a little, just a nondescript beanie, turtle fur, just to keep the head warm in those cold nights, as well as a gaiter. Nothing special, just be able to keep the face warm. And then lastly, for cold weather gear, I have a jacket. Make room for this because it's kind of large. So this is a Fjallraven Vidda Pro jacket. It's got multiple pockets. Let's see if I can get this in screen here. Multiple pockets. It's got a wool insulated hoodie as well as some wool insulation, different parts of the jacket. And I went ahead and I coated this with Greenland wax to make it a little bit more waterproof, as well as it's got some zipper compartments on the inside. So this is a very durable Fjallraven jacket made using their G1000 material that's just very resistant to abrasion and cutting, and something that could last you a long time. So I wanted to go with something that was maybe a little bit less compressible but more durable and would last for a long time. So that is it for my cold weather options for my bug out bag. I have a pair of insulated gloves, beanie, gaiter, and a jacket. And then additional layers, you could add wool under layer, you could add fleece, whatever you see fit. But this was what I felt was a bare minimum for my cold weather clothing. Okay, combat tool. This is gonna be a self-defense option. Ideally, if your local laws provide for the ability to, you want to carry something like this and everything that goes along with this. The Great Equalizer provides the best psychological as well as realistic means of self-defense. Additionally, you'd want to have a means to carry and a means to eliminate any potential threats. Other options, if you cannot use that, are something like this. So this would be for if you're expecting wildlife, large wildlife, bears, whatnot. And then in a true Mad Max situation, if you are feeling for your life, you can use this to create a means of escape in other ways. Not advocating for anything illegal, but you got to use what you got to use. Additionally, another option here would be something like this. So something you could keep on your body that would provide you with the ability to defend yourself and get away. Ideally, the goal is to break contact and get away as fast as you can. Sometimes that's not possible, so it's good to have alternative options for a combat tool. And then additionally, I don't have an example here, but you could have some kind of bear spray or pepper spray for a non-lethal option for self-defense. But these are just ideas for a first layer combat tool for a bug out bag. Okay, so clotting aids. This was just a way for me to include this in the 20 C's of bug out survival, but that basically just means medical. So this is a little Helikon mini medical pouch, and what I included in here were some basic trauma gear. So as you can see, some Z-fold combat gauze for any kind of hard to reach bleeding that you cannot stop. It's about 4 yards, which is not too bad. Z-fold. And then I also have a Swat-T Tourniquet, basically just a long roll of rubber that you can then use to wrap a wound and create a tourniquet. You can also just use this to create a pressure bandage, and then it also is used. You can use it for lashing, or you cut off strips of the material for creating fires, as it is flammable, but multi-use and low profile, which is why I went with that. And then on this side are options for less serious injuries. So I have a Brave Soldier Antiseptic healing ointment for cuts and scrapes. You could get a cut on day 1 of a bug out scenario, and it could become a problem by day 3. You don't want that to happen, so you want to have some way of putting some antiseptic ointment on it. Additionally, some new skin liquid bandage. I chose to go with this over actual bandages because this bottle provides for a lot of skin coverage, and it actually works really well. You can cover areas that are in creases and would have a normally hard time with standard bandages, and it does provide some antiseptic properties as well. And then lastly, for large lacerations, I have Steri-strips, so 2 large, 2 small, as well as some 3M Vetbond. This is basically just a super glue used for gluing skin back together. So what I would do is I would close the skin up using a Steri-strip, and then I would apply the Vetbond to keep that wound closed off and enable it to heal faster. So this is my first layer when it comes to clotting aids, basically just a means to stop bleeding and control infection and promote healing. One additional note too to the clotting aid is, as you saw in section 1, the first video, if you have cotton bandanas and cargo tape, you can then use those as a makeshift bandage as well. So everything in here is in addition to the makeshift supplies within the 10 C's of survival, but it is nice to have supplies dedicated specifically to medical and wounds. All right, next is concentration. This is any means to promote your mental faculties. In a bug out situation, you're going to have adrenaline and adrenaline dumps and panic and just different means they're going to be using a lot of your mental focus. And so having a way to provide for any enhancements is a good thing. And what I did for concentration is, as you've seen in some of my other videos, just some supplements. So I have some of these caffeine tablets, 220 milligrams. These are made using green tea. I'll place the link below on the specific brand. I also do have some salt stick electrolyte tabs, as you can see in there. I'll take these out. So basically 1 tab is your daily dose of electrolytes if you're sweating moderately. As you can see, I have 5 total. Bunch of caffeine, and then lastly I have some of these whole food brand Thinksmart capsules, so 1 per day, just provides some B vitamins and different kind of nootropic supplements to help you think better. So that is it for my concentration first layer. A second layer for this could include something like binoculars, because it can allow you to see farther than your senses would allow you normally. So basically concentration is anything that would enhance your senses beyond what is normally possible. So that is it for my 17th C concentration. All right, so 18th C is going to be currency. Basically any means to buy things or provide a means of exchange. I went ahead and just added some cash here. Nothing special. I'll probably add more in the future, but just 40 bucks of cash. I plan on adding some different denominations as well as a credit card. Additional layers could include things like precious metals, a way to break them off and provide a means of currency. But so this is just my first layer of currency, which is just cash. Almost there. 19th C is going to be cleanliness, which is synonymous with hygiene. So this is going to be just your first layer of hygiene products. Not super critical in a survival situation, but if you are bugging out, you want to be able to remain clean. As you'll see here, some Wizzy wipes, 12 total, little pucks. You get these wet, unfold them, can be used for TP, fire starting, different options. Additionally, I have a little light load towel. So this, once it gets wet, same concept, unfolds, and you can use this multiple uses to clean yourself. Here's some just travel items, travel toothbrushes by Colgate, some travel eye drops, half of a comb, and some chapstick, the original, so it's just petroleum. You can use that for on knives as a fire starter, but these are just your basics when it comes to just trying to remain clean. And then lastly, a pretty big bottle of camp suds. So this is biodegradable soap. Can be used to clean yourself, as well as if you're using in your container to cook anything, you can then use the soap to clean it off. You can use it to clean your hands off. So just important to remain clean. Antiseptic, you don't want to get infected. You don't want to promote any kind of things that are going to make you sick. So this is going to be it for my hygiene, which is cleanliness, number 19th C. All right, lastly, the 20th C is going to be comfort. The idea behind this is morale boosting and just trying to assist a bug out situation that makes you not completely miserable the whole time. And I'll show you what my thoughts are for comfort items. So first of all, I have a deck of playing cards. So definitely a morale booster if you have time to sit around and trying to kill some time with somebody else. Then you can play card games. These are waterproof playing cards made by Maxpedition. So that would just kind of boost morale, kind of kill time. Additional options would be something like this. So depending on what you put in here, it can be used for multiple things, antiseptic. But this is definitely an option for a morale booster for comfort item. You can also add like cigars, cigarettes, whatever vice you find appealing that would boost morale. Additional concepts would be something like this. This is a little cocoon camp pillow. So it's just got off of Amazon. Pretty comfortable. Packs down pretty tight, as you can see, but it beats trying to use a clothing or jacket for a pillow. If you're truly tired, you can sleep on the ground using nothing. But it is nice to have something like this just to kind of boost morale and help you get a better session of sleep. And that's basically it for comfort. You can include anything else here, such as a music player with pre-downloaded songs. That's going to be a huge. Anyone who's ever gone any amount of time without music notices that it is actually a huge morale booster if you have access to that. So that's it for my 20th C comfort, just morale boosting items and means to make your experience bugging out more comfortable. All right, that's it for my 20 C's of bug out survival. Please check out part 1 for the first 10 C's, and then I hope you liked this part 2 with the second 10 C's. The idea behind this is basically you'd want to have each layer, at least one layer covered before you start layering on top of these additional categories. So you want to have 1 through 10 covered before you would proceed to 11 through 20. And then once you have that, then I would go back through and then provide additional layering. Something like cutting tool, if you chose to go with a fixed blade knife, and second layer could be a multi-tool. Third layer could be a saw or an axe, depending on what you need. Combustion, first layer could be ferro rod, second layer could be a lighter, third layer could be some other type of combustion item. So that is the idea behind this, and I'm going to use this to create my bug out bag and show you guys when I'm done. So stay tuned for an upcoming video of how I put these 20 C's of survival, of bug out survival to use in my own bug out bag and my own kits from now on. Okay, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much for watching.